Hello, my name's Jennifer and welcome to the new Word of Mouth series called Young Leaders, where we'll be talking to young people who are trailblazing and breaking boundaries in their industry, and to also learn about how they're doing it and give you tips on how you can do it too. So today we have Levi.
Hello.
Levi, would you like to tell us about you and what you do?
Hi, my name's Levi. I'm 21 and I do journalism for BBC News.
How did you start your journey being a journalist at the BBC?
So I was in college and I knew I didn't want to go uni, so I felt like I wanted to make money whilst also learning something. I wasn't really ready to go into a full-time job, but I also wasn't ready to go uni. Well, I didn't want to go uni, so I just searched up apprenticeships online and literally, I applied online, had a few interviews, and it all started from there.
So how did you feel about working in a corporate environment whilst being in college and learning about the skills that you needed to work in that environment?
I think for me, having the college bit kind of broke it down. It gave it a nice balance. It wasn't like I've been thrown straight into the working world, like it was very much it was an easy transition in, because obviously we had college work and stuff. That's the pro. And I would say it was hard at the same time because obviously you're working I think I was doing 10 till 6 and also having to do like homework, exams and all of that sort of stuff. But yeah, I feel like I still preferred it over than just going into the working world straight away.
Why did you just decide to follow an alternative route, such as an apprenticeship, instead of the more traditional route, such as university?
Well, for me, I just knew that university wasn't something I've ever wanted to do or go to. I knew that first of all, I didn't know what exactly I wanted to do, and I didn't want to just pick a random degree. And secondly, I just thought if I went, I wouldn't really take it seriously. And also the third thing, I didn't like the idea of having to spend loads to study. So yeah, that's why I thought, an apprenticeship will be for me because, you get to earn whilst you're still learning as well.
I guess during sixth form, there was a lot of emphasis on university and not a lot on apprenticeships. So who did you go to for career advice? And did you think that helped you when you were deciding on the route you were taking?
I completely agree. Like in my sixth form, it was very much university focused. There were a few people that were interested in apprenticeships, but I remember like in form time, it was always, have you done your UCAS? Have you done your university? But it was never, stuff about apprenticeships. And I feel like it was very much steered towards that. And there was even a point where my head of year offered to pay for my uni application. That's how much he wanted me to apply, but I just turned it down. So there wasn't really that many people to go to for career advice, but there was a career advisor in the sixth form who I spoke to about the apprenticeship, and he helped me and kind of encouraged me to apply. That's probably the only person other than friends and family.
So since you said there was a lot of emphasis on UCAS and the application process for UCAS, for the young people out there looking to do apprenticeships, can you explain the application process from start to finish of how you got your apprenticeship at the BBC?
Yeah, sure. So I think I just searched up on Google radio apprenticeships or something like that because I knew I wanted to work in, not knew, but I had a feeling I wanted to work in some sort of like radio environment. I just saw it on the BBC Careers website and I applied. I think you only needed GCSEs to apply for it. And then there was a video interview where I had to record myself answering a question, which was it was quite weird because I'd never done that before. And then there was a group interview, which we had to travel to Birmingham for, and it consisted of 3 parts. So it's like a face-to-face normal job interview. And then there was a group interview, and then there was like a quiz, like a news quiz. That was the application really. And then after that, we just waited quite long to hear back. I think it was a few months. And then one day, just heard back from them. That was the process. It was mostly, showing what skills you have, and like why you want to work there.
That does sound like a lengthy process, a lot of waiting around. What was the toughest aspect of the application process for you personally?
For me, I would say the lack of experience that I had was probably the toughest bit. I kind of thought that to get a job there, you'd need to, know someone who works for the BBC, or you'd need to have experience working in some sort of media. I had work experience from school working at a radio station, and that's all I had. Whereas when I went to the interview, every single person I spoke to, well, most people I spoke to were all like, yeah, I write for my local newspaper, I write for my school newsletter, I have a blog, all of this sort of stuff. So that was the toughest bit for me, trying to prove to them that, I don't have the experience, but I still can do this.
As you said, you didn't have a lot of experience and you've got the job. So what do you think you did that made you stand out?
Two things. I would say number one, just being authentically myself, not trying to like put on an act and act like posh and BBC and all of that sort of stuff. I just was myself. And secondly, just showing how much I wanted it. I would say that's the big thing. If you don't have all the other stuff to back you, like the experience and all of that, just showing how much you actually want to do it.
Yeah, I feel like if your authentic self, whatever's for you will come to you.
100%.
What do you think was the most rewarding part of your job, and where do you see yourself in the future? Because now you went through the whole application process, like you've done amazing things. I've seen you've interviewed people for X Factor, you've done documentaries. What do you think was the most rewarding part of this job?
I would say the people that I've met, not even people that I've interviewed and stuff, like just people that I've met around the building and stuff. It's just like hearing different people's stories, like my colleagues and all of that, and just how they started and where they're at now. Like, it's inspiring to see. And yeah, I've met so many people from working there, and so many like contacts, and yeah, done a lot of networking. So I would say that's the most rewarding part.
I know you said you're quite young compared to the other people in your team. So where do you see yourself in like the next 5 years?
I don't know, I'm bad at looking at the future, but I see myself staying working here for the next couple of years, definitely, and I hope to make documentaries in the future and travel around making them. That's hopefully where I want to get to.
So you have already finished your apprenticeship, and you're starting your full-time work at the BBC. What skills do you think you've attained from participating in the apprenticeship?
I'd say how to work in a corporate environment. Doing the apprenticeship over uni, it kind of, you're thrown into the work environment, but not fully. So it was like maybe at 60% working, 40% college. So it gives you a nice balance. I would say, that's the biggest skill I've learned from the apprenticeship, is like how to work in that sort of environment now. It prepared me to, go into full-time, but not go in straight away after college. That's probably the biggest skill, as well as just like communication skills and writing skills, camera skills, stuff like that.
Oh,
sorry. So I was having a moment there.
Last question I'd love to ask you. What advice would you give your younger self when applying to an apprenticeship, any apprenticeship?
Yeah, I would say go for it and don't listen to anyone else. When, teachers are telling me, you should apply for uni, you should have a backup option, you should do this, you need to have a backup option, you need to apply, your grades will get you into uni, all of that sort of stuff. I just didn't listen to them. Like, I think just go with what your heart's telling you and not what anyone else will tell you. Just put your all into the application, show them why you want it. If you don't have the experience and stuff, just show why you want it. That's the main piece of advice.
Well, Levi, thank you for having a chat with me about apprenticeship.
Thank you so much.
And I wish you the best and good luck on your journey.
Thank you.
Thanks, Levi.